Hey guys, welcome back to another video in the series Coding in R using ChatGPT. Last video we covered the basics of content analysis in an example using YouTube comments where I coded some YouTube comments and an AI model coded some YouTube comments, and then we computed the correlation between the two, finding a pretty strong correlation. Now we're going to continue with a different example, still using YouTube comments, but oftentimes in psychology we use surveys rather than single items and single questions. We have multi-item surveys. So we're going to have an example where we have 3 items on this scale, this survey, that measures, broadly speaking, measures the level of conservatism in a comment or the level of liberalism in a comment. And we have, so just looking over here at what ChatGPT has given us, we have, we're trying to measure conservatism, and there's going to be 3 questions. One question asks about the traditionalism of the comment, so measures the degree to which the comment supports traditional values or promotes progress and change. So -3 is strongly traditional, +3 is strongly positive. Preservation versus reform evaluates whether the comment emphasizes preserving existing systems or advocating for reform. -3 is strongly preservationist, +3 is strongly reformist. And then collectivism and versus individualism examines whether the comment supports collective welfare and individual responsibility, where -3 is strongly individualist and +3 is strongly collectivist. So let's copy the comments here, and I'll rate one of the items. I'll rate these comments myself with you guys, and then I'm going to pause the video so that I can collect the data off screen. But let's say I'm rating the degree of traditionalism. So human traditionalism. And then, so this approach might work, but I miss the traditional methods. So that's a 3, because, that's a -3 rather, because literally says traditional methods right there. We need to adapt to the modern world and move forward. That's strongly progressive. Not everything old is bad. Some ideas stand the test of time. I'd say that leans closer to the negative or to the traditional. Maybe a -2. Change is inevitable, but it must be thoughtful and inclusive. I think that's I don't know. That's like a -1 maybe. Must be thoughtful. Well, that's no. It is. Yeah, maybe a 1. And then why reinvent the wheel? Stick to what works. That's a -2. Innovation is key, but we shouldn't forget our roots. It's a -2. Lol, this video is so funny. That's a 0. What's the name of the background song in this video? That's a 0. Please make more videos like this. That's a 0. So a lot of irrelevant comments, and that was put in here by design, just to illustrate that a lot of stuff is not going to be relevant to the thing you're trying to measure. But that's kind of what I've put for this data here, and I'm going to collect the rest of the data off screen so that we can move on to more analysis together on screen. Alright guys, we're back. I've collected my data and that I've rated these comments. It took a hot minute. But again, just as a refresher, we've got 9 YouTube comments, and the AI rated the traditionalism, the preservation, and the individualism of these comments, and so did I using this AI generated scale. And so my numbers are not exactly the same as the AI's numbers. And then I did some data wrangling where I put the human data into a data set, and then I combined them using the cbind function. So 2 data frames cbinded, and then that created comments. And so, from here we can start to do more analyses, and some of the most basic analyses is to calculate an average score, because when we have a multi-item scale, oftentimes we're wanting to represent the larger phenomena, not the individual items. So we measure traditionalism, preservation, collectivism, not because we're necessarily interested in each individual question, but because we're interested in the overall aspect of conservatism itself. A first step is often calculating internal consistency of the scale to see that items are all correlated together, and then we can average them, and then from there we have a measure of conservatism. So we'll do that in the next video, calculating Chromebacks alpha, doing some data wrangling, mutating a new variable using dplyr, and then we'll have a measure of human conservatism and AI conservatism and whether those are correlated or not.